When I was a child, my mother had a remarkable habit. She would hum as she waited for me to go to sleep, for bread to rise, for people to change. She never raised her voice, though, never rushed the conversation. At 4, I even thought she was slow. She didn't command rooms, she didn't demand attention, but her presence, her steady, patient love was a force that shaped my world. So, today, I, Laire Kenzie, want to talk about that kind of strength. Not the kind we see in headlines, though, but a quiet strength, the heroic power of patience and love. Now, when we first think of strength, what do we imagine? Maybe someone lifting heavy weights, charging into battles, leading with unshakable authorities? That's the thing. Our world celebrates speed, decisiveness, and dominance. We equate the loudest voice in the room with the strongest power. But what if I say true strength is found in holding steady when everything around you calls for change? What if true courage isn't in confrontation, but in relentless compassion? What if true power lies in showing up for those in need, even when the end isn't in sight? So you see, patience isn't weakness. Love isn't softness, but they're quiet, unyielding forces of strength that endure. And in their endurances, they shape our future. Now, let me tell you someone. His name is Jacob, and he spent 7 years as he stood by his father, visiting him every weekend in prison. Not because he had to, though, but because he believed. He believed that his father's heart could change, even when the world had abandoned him. Or maybe Maria, an extraordinary nurse in a pediatric cancer unit. Every day, she wakes up, she holds the hand of children, knowing not all of them could survive. But her strength isn't in curing, it's in staying, unwavering, unshaken by the suffering around her. Now, we call firefighters heroes, and they are. But what about the single mother who listens to her teenager scream, slam doors, and still wakes up, makes breakfast, and say, "I love you"? That is quiet strength. That is the strength of a hero who stands firm, even when the world tells them to break. Now, this is not just a mere romanticism. Believe it or not, it's actually backed by science. Studies from Stanford and Harvard reveals that patience would lead to better mental health and a healthier heart. Why? Because patient people are not reactive. They're resilient. They bend, they adapt, and they withstand storms that break others. And love, it's a life force. Research shows that consistent, loving relationships are the most powerful predictors of emotional well-being. Therefore, love isn't just an emotion. It's a strength, a building block for resilience that shapes us in an inside out. In a world that demands instant results, those who love patiently are quietly and powerfully shaping lives. They are the real heroes without capes, silently transforming the world. There was a time in my life when I thought I had to be loud to be seen. I rushed to prove myself, hustled to stay ahead. But then I ended up burning out physically, emotionally, and spiritually. But then I remembered my mother. I remembered how her calm presence would become a fortress for those around her. How her patience didn't just wait. It created change. She was never in a rush, yet she always arrived where she needed to be, exactly at the right time. So I began to live like that, to lead like that, to love like that. And in that moment, I discovered the true power of quiet strength. We are living in an age of urgency, where the world tells us to move faster, speak louder, and act without hesitation. Do it now or be forgotten. But some of the most important work we do, the heroic work, takes time. raising a child, caring for a parent, grieving from loss, building a more just society. This is not the work of haste, but of patience, of love, of quiet determination. We need people who can sit with discomfort, who can love the unlovable, who can wait without quitting. We need heroes who are not defined by the flash of their actions, but by the quiet power of their presence. Now, I'm not talking about the loud, flashy kind of hero, but the kind who whispers, "I'm still here, and I'm not going anywhere." So, here is my challenge to everyone listening. Be the person who doesn't give up when the path is slow, because true heroes are made in the waiting. Be the friend who listens long after others stop asking, because true heroes see the unseen. Be the partner who forgives again, not because it's easy, but because it's strong. Let your love be relentless, let your patience be unwavering. Choose the long game, choose the quiet road, because true power isn't in how fast you reach the end. It's in how you walk the path with grace and with love. Remember this, the strongest among us are not always the loudest. They are the ones who stand firm in silence, who love without applause, who wait without guarantees. So tell me, could it be the bravest, most strongest thing you can ever do in life is to keep showing up in love, even when no one notices? And if that's true, are you ready to embrace your quiet strength now? Thank you.